what inspired me was my aunt. She's a professional artist and she's a painter. Simply oil paints. She, like right now, she's in a gallery in LA because she lives over in California, and her best friend Amy, they sell art. And well, when I was younger, it was really inspiring to me because I really loved art, and it was something that I thought that you couldn't really do as a profession because my dad was a lawyer, my mom's a doctor, so art was like taboo, and like you're not gonna make a living off that.
Well, most of my artwork kind of stems from my identity. I try to use my artwork as a way to explore what I'm doing in my life and like what's going on in my head. Like my last series was a lot about religion and like me trying to get in touch with my spirituality. And it really came forth in my artwork. It was like me playing with gold paint and dark lighting and contrast and like self-imagery within my work, which I tend to do a little bit too much, but it's okay. I don't really notice. It's hard to notice that sort of thing with the arts because a lot of time with the arts you don't see the person, you just see the type of art, and there's obviously a bias towards the type of art because ultimately you're posting towards like the general public, and the general public has a biases towards like certain obvious subject matter and clean cut digital work. Like abstraction doesn't only get that much views and etc. As for people, I mean, I'll be honest, like even in the market that I'm trying to get into with design, it's a lot of like white women. We're in a capitalistic dictated society, and it's probably the best way to get a message across, even if we don't like that idea. Mm-hmm. And we can't ignore the fact that we have such a great medium of making people see things that they may not want to see. Mm-hmm. And we can't ridicule them from using their own media to talk about what they want to talk about. Like I might not like what some artists have to say, but they still have the right to say it. Mm-hmm. And they're using their manipulation of capitalism and how popular they are to really make other people hear what they're saying. And I feel like, especially the way that the pyramid structure is with like social media and capitalism, if people at the top don't start to do it, no one's gonna listen. So the aspect where capitalism is manipulating culture to get more out of it, mm-hmm. like with like a basic example is like Kylie Jenner or something, who like uses pieces of black culture and sells it, and then she gets really wealthy, but like there's no addressing like where did you get that from, mm-hmm. like why are you taking it, why don't you talk about the people that you're taking it from.
Last summer was when I like established like do or die, mm-hmm. and it actually happened because I was working on a project senior year for my engineering class, and it was like, this actually has nothing to do with engineering, but part of the class was like learn something new or like do something you've never done before, and I was like, well, I should start a business because I've never done that, and I know I have tie-dye and I've already been selling shirts, so like let me do this. And then that's when I started do or die, and like it was really hard. I think the hardest part about starting do or die was just like the organization of it all, because it was just so much. It was like, okay, there's just so many ways I can go about this, but like I have to remember that I'm doing this all by myself. It's not like I have like people that are gonna help me dye or like can help me like push out all these shirts at once. Like I have to make each one of these shirts individually, like handmade on my own. Mm-hmm. So it was like a lot of long days. I was making shirts all day long. Like I remember I made my site by myself. Like I basically had to budget for all the money that I had to invest into like getting all the dye, all the plain white shirts, and not just shirts. Like people wanted crop tops, dresses, socks.
It was doing a lot.
Yeah. So it was like I really had to like invest a lot of money into it just to start, which I feel like people don't realize all the time, because they're like, you should do this, you should do that, but it's like mm-hmm. all of that costs money. Mm-hmm. Like you have to spend money to make money, and like people don't realize how expensive it is to start a business. And like this just reminds me about how like, you know how that whole like thing of people making fun of Donald Trump for a really long time because he was like, my father gave me like a small loan of $1 million.
Oh yeah.
Like people don't realize how much of an advantage certain people have when they can start off with a lot of money to invest in a business. Like you're like 10,000, like years ahead of people who are starting with nothing, and you have to get people to invest in you. Because I really had to like beg my parents to like, because I had some money of my own, but I really didn't have that much. So I really had to like beg my parents and like family members to like give me money so that I could like really start this. I think that was like the hardest part. The best marketing that I did was through Twitter. I wanted to do a photo shoot with my friends like in my clothes. And I was trying to find days where people could come to my house because I live kind of far and people worked. So that was kind of difficult, but eventually I found a day where like enough people could come. And we literally, like, I took all the shirts that I had and I laid them all out, and I said, just put something on, whatever catches your eye. You can change shirts throughout the day. I had like a whole bunch of shirts. I just told them you can wear whatever you want. And we literally just went in my backyard and we just took pictures. And one of my friends, he's a photographer, his name's Matt. He like just came over and we literally just walked around like my neighborhood taking pictures. Like my neighborhood is like on a golf course. So we like, we like went on like the golf course. We were taking pictures. There's a whole bunch of like water, like cute little bridges everywhere behind my house. So we like went back in that area. And we just took pictures and like all my stuff, and I remember I had the pictures set, like Matt had edited them. He sat there and edited them with me that day. And then I remember I was already working on my site, and I kind of finished the site up like a couple of days after that. And I remember I had like a set good enough inventory of like clothes that I could like push out. So I was like, okay, like I got the site, I got these pictures, and I have clothes. So I'm gonna go for it. And like literally like just uploaded like all the pictures like all over my Twitter, and I was just like, I have this website, it's called Do or Die. I have like it's a company kind of like, and I was just like tweeting like all this stuff, and I was like hashtagging, so getting all my friends to retweet it, getting my friends to post it. I put it on Instagram too, like I put it on Snap. Matt made me like, we made like a little promo. Well, I actually didn't know he was doing this, but he like was recording like videos also while we were taking pictures. So he made like a promo video. I put the promo video out. Like I just like totally use social media everywhere.
My brand is called Americari, or Americari Made. It came from just my family's Caribbean, and then I'm American, so you just kind of merge the two together. My brand is very broad. I'm trying to narrow it down, but it just all kind of stemmed from just me loving to do art. It's something I did from when I was really young. So it started out just like me painting, and then friends and family were like, you should sell them, put them in like galleries and whatnot. And then just from art, I kind of branched out into photography and different mediums like pastels and charcoal, and then videography. And so I was like, you know what? I have a lot of things I can do. Why not like profit off this? Because it's something I enjoy. And so that's how it came to be. Like middle school and stuff, I just drew what I saw, which was like a lot of white culture, because that's what's always on like media. And then as I got like to high school, I became like, I guess, culturally woke. I started to do like more like Black inspired art and then Caribbean stuff. So like a lot of my work right now, like paintings, customizations, photography, is very like Black centered, Caribbean centered. It's just to like inspire people and just make people feel included, so like people are able to see representation of who they are in media and just different things. Social media is amazing. You can reach so many different people just by putting one post, so that's really nice. I feel like in person my artwork and photography, they take off more just because like on social media, if I post like a painting or like my photography, everyone's like, oh, that's a nice picture, let me like this or comment. But it's not like, oh, let me buy artwork from her, unless I explicitly say I'm selling this piece, DM for like, yeah. I never really used Twitter until like mid freshman year, when I was like, oh, I need this to stay connected with everybody. Yeah. And so my first thing I posted was a painting I did of like, I didn't paint their skin tones, but it was like, it implied like a white girl and a Black girl, and it was like, my ghetto, you're fashionable.
Oh, I know that picture. It's like blue, got a little blue
yep,
on it.
Yep, and they had Bantu knots. So yeah, everybody was like liking, retweeting. I was like, oh my God, my phone's breaking. Yeah. And then I get like comments of like people, they really liked it. And then there's a few comments of like, I don't get it. What is this? And so it was just like instead of being mad, like, why don't you understand? It's like, you have to be patient and educate people and be like, well, you see, when I wear hoops, it's ghetto, it's unacceptable. When you wear it, it's cute and everybody loves it. So you can't really take my culture when you're not going to accept me for wearing it.